everybody, and welcome back to another review of my Nissan Titan. Been so busy with just work, family, and just driving the truck every day that I haven't got around to it. I wanted to do a 30,000 mile review, then a 36,000 mile review, and then yesterday I rolled and I hit 40,000 miles. So nothing has really changed since my last review, but there has been some other things, pros and cons. But I think the question that still remains, if I had the chance to do it over again, would I still buy the Nissan Titan? Stay tuned. So I think it's worth mentioning that I've had this vehicle for 2 years and three months now, and I have moved since my last review from Texas all the way to South Carolina. I drove the truck, I actually towed our Pathfinder with the truck up to 7,000 pounds with the family in it. And being here now in South Carolina, I drive this thing every day. It is my daily driver. And I will say I'm on the road with it at least for an hour and a half, up to 2 hours a day. And so I will start off by saying that it is a comfortable vehicle, but just like with anything that you buy, right, there's some pros and some cons to it. So I will try to detail as much as I can in this video. I want to keep it short, but I'll talk about those things, and yeah, let me know what you think. All right, let's go. All right, let's start this off. So I'll start off with the pros. The pros are, I'll talk about the recalls. I think everybody heard about the recalls that were on many of the Titans. Well, I had 2 recalls that were on the Titan. I can't remember what the first one was. They fixed it like when I went to go get an oil change. The second one was the parking pawl. They ordered the part and it took 6 months for them to get the part and then install the part. The dealership that was out here, they were actually pretty good. When they installed it, they gave me a rental car for free, and I had it for a couple of days, and they fixed it. I will say this about, and this is just me knowing the truck, I had it for, a year and a half at the time, and I felt some shifting, issues. I can't really, explain it, but I could tell that there was something different. Nothing wrong with the truck. Truck still drove perfectly, still got the same gas mileage, but I could tell that, with some of the shifting, it did feel a little different. But other than that, recalls, I would say that's one of the pros. They fixed it, knocked them out, and I was good to go. All right, it's in the middle of June here, and it's hot, so let me go ahead and start this beast up. But, so I want to start off with one of the cons that just gets to me. So I wear a uniform every day, and on my knee, one of my cargo pockets, it has a zipper. And as you can see here, right here by where my knee usually sits, there is, there you go. You can see that the paint is scratching off. So a lot of, and this is on both sides, as you can see on the other side here. Of course, that's not by the knee area, but it's right there. So it just shows me that that's just cheap plastic that just can't withstand a lot of the wear and tear right there. So yeah, I hate this because I have to see it every single day. I don't know if you can show it, but again, as you can see right here, the wear and tear, and that right there, the cheap plastic, well, it looks like it's not even in there securely. But anyway, that's another one of the cons, but hopefully that's something that can get fixed. I don't know, unless I just put paint over it, but I hate it. All right, so one of the pros, I'll go back to pros, is the gas mileage, right? Everybody knows trucks just do not get good gas mileage. I'm not gonna say I don't care, right? But I do care about gas mileage. First of all, I'll say, one, no secret, I get 17 miles to the gallon, just back and forth, and usually I take a lot of back roads, and even here I'll even pull it up, and right there you can't even barely see it. Anyway, it says 17. Oh, there you go, 17.4. That's on the average. I'm getting about 17.4, but on the highway, if I'm driving the highway, easily 20, 21. And that's just, back and forth on the highway doing 75, 80, don't tell anybody, but 75, 80 miles per hour. So gas mileage is phenomenal. Now, I will caveat and say this. I do put premium. I have put premium in this truck ever since I've gotten it. And I have, the few times that I have put just regular unleaded, I'm not going to say I see a huge difference, but in horsepower, I can definitely feel a difference. And on the gas mileage, I'll say maybe 15 to 16 miles to the gallon if I take the same exact route for work. So premium is what I put in this truck every single day. That's 93 octane. And, you know, I will stick to that just because, you know, I'm stuck with, you know, putting premium. Can I put, you know, unleaded, just regular 87 in there? Sure. But again, by no means am I rich or anything. If gas goes up to $6 a gallon, I would tell you I'll be putting unleaded in this thing. But I would say, just talking to a lot of friends that have trucks, whether it be GMC Chevys, they're getting around 16, 17. Don't quote me on that, but I can tell you with the Nissan Titan, as you can see, 17.4 or 20 miles to the gallon on the highway. So I will say that is a pro with a V8 that is very thirsty. So. And another thing I want to add on gas mileage, so I towed with this truck roughly 7,000 pounds. Basically, I had an auto trailer, what is it, like a U-Haul auto trailer, and I had our Pathfinder that was on that. So it was like 7,000 pounds total after everything. And driving from Texas all the way to South Carolina, there's a video behind this, but I got on average 12 to 13 miles to the gallon, which I was not expecting that with that much weight and the payload. It was crazy. 13 miles a gallon. I was already prepared for like 9 to 10. But it was good. It was a good ride. And so I will say that was also a pro on that. So another con on the truck, I don't know if it's a defect, but check this out. So I don't know if you can see it, but on the front of the hood, there's like deformity right in here. It's not even all the way across. I'm gonna talk to the dealership about that, but yeah, that's another con. So I showed you, it's hot outside, so I want to get back in the truck where the AC is. But what I showed you on the front, and I'll try to take some pictures and upload them up here. But on the grill is a plastic grill, and it is not aligned with the hood of the truck. So you can see some waves, you know, between the hood and the plastic grill. So that's something that I'm probably going to talk to the Nissan dealership about to see if it's under warranty. I noticed it almost like a year ago, actually like 6 months after I got the truck, and I've just been too lazy to even say anything about it. But I know that certain types of trucks, you know, like with the Pro 4X, they have a plastic grill. I know the Platinum has a different type of like hard plastic, and I've seen just some of the other, you know, the SV models with the hard plastic as well, and they kind of they're very, very I don't know the word to use, but rigid, and they align with the hood. But yeah, with this Pro 4X, yeah, there's definitely some deformity there. So like I said, I'll put some pictures up. So I wanted to talk about one of the, you know, I say pro and cons, right? I love the fact that I have like the panoramic sunroof in the vehicle that, you know, I can mess around with, and you know, it comes in handy. I love it, especially when we go like out to the coast or the beach or whatnot. But with having all of this stuff, with, you know, the side steps to include the panoramic sunroof, as you can see, that adds weight to the vehicle, which takes away from our payload capacity, right? So the fact that the vehicle already has a low payload capacity, it kind of limits us in what we can tow. So I would be very cognizant for anybody that's looking into buying this vehicle, and of course this person drives by with a, you know, Denali HD as I'm talking about payload capacity. But with the payload capacity, is something that we have to be very cognizant of. So if we're out and we're gonna get, you know, we like to do the whole travel trailer, having a travel trailer, we got to be very cognizant of how much that thing weighs when it's tied to the hitch. not a big, huge deal for us, but again, this vehicle doesn't have huge payload capacity right now. But like I said, a lot of capabilities, a lot of things that, you know, I've included in the vehicle. This thing is pretty much maxed out, from the heated and cooled seats to the panoramic sunroof to having the side steps, all that. Just, I won't say the heated and cooled seats, but everything else just decreases our payload capacity. So something that you need to be thinking about if you decide to get this truck in the half-ton version. So the other part of this I want to talk about is some of the paint chips. So as you can see, there's paint chips here, and there are a few paint chips on the other side as well. I can't find it through this camera, but as you can see, there was paint chips there. I got paint chips on the hood as well. So check this out. So with this, I don't know where this came from. I don't know if that's like a firecracker. I don't know where that came from. Not 100% sure, but yeah, that's another thing that just, you know, irks me as well. If you come around on the side of the truck here, some more paint chips. I mean, I don't know if that's. I have no clue where these little dents come from, but yeah, another thing that hurts me as well. So I believe I have one last con. One is the infotainment system. Now, the infotainment system, I rarely use it. It's either on, you know, Apple CarPlay, if I'm using it, but the cameras on the vehicle are sporadic. And what I mean by that, like right now I have it up and you can see the 360 camera, you can see the side cameras and everything, right? There will be some days just randomly, and I'll try to put, you know, the picture up because I've taken pictures, multiple pictures. There'll be randomly, like my right camera that is under my side mirror, that it would just won't show anything, like nothing, for whatever reason. It will be, I have to turn off the car, turn it back on, and then it'll magically come up again. So I don't know what's up with that. So that's what I mean by sporadically, you know, it'll just, you know, not work. So yeah, I don't like that. And I've heard a lot of comments about, oh, low resolution of the cameras. I get that. Honestly, it's a truck. You know, that's how I look at it. It's a truck. You know, it gives me 360 degree view. Would I want a huge tablet-like size infotainment system? Sure. But, you know, for what I got this truck for, I'm happy with everything that I got it. Like I said, if I go back to a lot of the things that I've included into this vehicle, from heated cooled seats to the panoramic sunroof, just to the Pro 4X package and all that, I'm happy. So again, it's a truck. So I'm not too worried about it. As long as it gives me what I need to see, I'm happy with that. Oh, I think I have one last more. So one of the huge pros that I love about this thing is the column shifter. Come on. And I've seen a lot of these new trucks now, and they have, you know, the knobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is iconic. Gotta keep the column shifter on there. But yeah, definitely a fan of that. Definitely a pro. So the Nissan Titan, you know, is a good, you know, truck in my opinion. It may not fit most people's needs, you know, and there's a few more cons that I had, you know, on my mind. And you know, I've heard people say it has a heavy steering wheel. Whatever, you know, to each his own. If you want the electronic assist, you know, steering wheel is cool. It's not that heavy, you know, especially when it starts rolling. You don't really see that, you know, that big of a difference. You know, I talked about the paint chips. So I did get a flat tire in this thing. And one, obviously it's a truck, so full size tire, you get that. But what I didn't like about the jack, the jack was a little squirrely, because I mean the truck is already lifted, so I didn't want to play around with that. So I actually just called, our AAA, or roadside assistance, and they came and did their thing with this truck and got it out. But the jack is a little flimsy, for my taste in this big old truck. So I would say that was another con. But overall, what I would say is I still love this truck. I still would keep it. And to answer the question, would I do it over again? I would say a resounding yes. And then, but I would say with a caveat. I love that Titan XD. I have a friend that has a Titan XD. And the reason why I think I would get the Titan XD over just the half ton would be because of the payload capacity. The increased in payload capacity. I know my kids are going to get a little bit bigger, but for right now, as my daily driver back and forth, for the amount of money that I got this thing for, I would say, and I got it before truck prices just went through the freaking roof. But I would do it all over again. I would even think in this market right now, if I were looking for trucks, besides all the little things, one, you cannot beat the 5-year, 100,000 mile warranty. You cannot beat that. And I've heard a lot of people talk about certain dealerships, kind of giving them a hard time. But at the end of the day, 5 years, 100,000 mile warranty on everything on the vehicle. Yeah, you can't beat that. So what I would say, and even in this truck market, right now, trucks at $80,000, $90,000, which blows my mind. I would definitely consider this vehicle. And I would say if I could do it all over again, yeah, I would definitely get the Titan, whether it be the half ton or the XD. So that being said, I kind of just flew through some things. Like I said, I wanted to get this review out ever since at the 30,000 mile, 36,000 mile. Here we are at 40,000 miles, and I've had this vehicle for almost 2.5 years now. And we plan on taking more trips this summer in this vehicle. And yeah, if you like what you see, I'll definitely put some more content out there. Don't expect me to get rid of this vehicle anytime soon. My wife is actually looking at getting the EV, and we actually went to the Nissan dealership to look at the Nissan Aria. So we'll see if we stay in the Nissan family going into the EV world. But thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all. And yeah. All right, so the Nissan Titan. Great vehicle, and I've heard a lot of people talk about, it's not one of the big three, and I think I detailed that in my first video. And I will say it's a V8, it's a powerful V8. You can look at the specs. I mean, 400 horsepower is no joke, and I know that doesn't tell the whole story, but it is a great vehicle, reliable vehicle. I don't think that you're going to have too many issues. And again, I'll go back to the 5-year, 100,000 mile warranty. Can't beat it. As you can see, here's our Nissan Pathfinder here. Had this thing for 10 years, and this thing is still rolling. No issues. So again, don't take my word for it. Go take one for a test drive. I'm just here. I'm just the messenger that loves his truck, right? A man in his truck. Which, funny thing is, today I went to go wash my truck, and this guy pulls up in his black Chevy and has some nice rims on it, like some 22s, but they were the some AT tires on it. I was like, man, that's a nice truck. You're making me look bad. He's like, man, as long as you got a truck, and had me thinking like, yeah, a man in his truck, don't mess with it. But yeah, Jamarcus Joe out. You guys have fun. And if you have any questions, let me know.